Welcome everybody. I'm coming to you on April 5th. We are waning our way into the new moon in Aries that will be coming into its full power of planting seed on April 11th. This new moon in the fiery cardinal sign of Aries will take place at 10:31 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So this is the perfect opportunity for many of us, building up to the new moon, letting go, kind of weeding the garden of things within us that are no longer working with us. And I'll briefly only touch on this now because we have the Sun and Venus that are still very much so in this close conjunction at the time coming to you presently. We have Chiron, the healer, the wounded healer, the one that needs to rise up out of the old programs, the old wounds. We have Mercury, the planet of communication, not only our lower communication, but our higher communication, our communication with God, the universe. And as we move closer to the 11th in this energy, it will be coming into a square with the planet of Pluto that is still in Capricorn. So for me, I feel like many of us are feeling like this need for freedom, for taking back the power of our own inner authority, because it's coming into this roadblock square type of energy with Pluto, the hidden things in Capricorn, the structures, the government, the hierarchy of religions, and really feeling like we are, a lot of us, processing the happenings that have taken place over 2020, where there's just this domination and restriction over our will. And I feel like this Aries energy is really allowing us this year, so very powerful, to kind of take back our own inner authority and have an understanding that we're sovereign and that we don't need the dictatorship, the top-down authority telling us how to live, who we can surround ourselves with. And so it's really powerful feeling the buildup of this fiery culmination with the stellium in Aries coming to you again, like I said, on April 5th. Right now, just a little check-in with everybody to see what we're working with here. And currently, of course, we have the Sun in the fiery cardinal, initiating leader type energy in Aries, and the moon will be moving into the sign of Aquarius. Well, it did already at 9:04 a.m. So Aquarius is, of course, the air energy, but it's the rebel. So really a perfect opportunity to think about and kind of percolate on what is not working for you as we are building our way into this fiery new moon, where we can plant a new seed of, kind of reeling back in our own life force energy, having an understanding that we don't need a top-down authority with the hierarchy. And again, with Pluto in Capricorn coming into a square, just friction building. Like you may see an uptick in protest where they, some states and some places around the world are fully open and thriving and doing well and living life, right? And others are trying to constrict people and keep the foot down on your throat. And so we're building up into this. How we can choose to respond is to take back our own inner authority, to claim our sovereignty, and to keep releasing any of the fear or limitations that we may have feeling brewing within us. So I'm just going to clear our energy and get a little bit of a feel for what we can work with this week. Again, coming to you on April 5th as we are waning our way into this new moon where Aries represents self, the I am, being courageous, claiming back your authority. And so let's just clear our energy real quick and see what this is. Oops, sorry about that. I call upon the divine. I call upon the Mother, Father, God. I call upon the Holy Spirit. We are just checking in today, tuning in today for guidance, for encouragement, to bring to our awareness the type of energies that we could be possibly working with. For the week of April 5th, waning our way into this new moon in Aries. We give thanks. And so it is. So I've been really reflecting upon the resurrection energy, the resurrection metaphor, the resurrection of symbolically how it is within us, how we can overcome and rise above the type of afflictions of the third density, right? It seems that a lot of us, and of course the entities and the powers that think they are, have wanted us to feel small, feel limited, feel restricted, identifying only with our body and not our spirit and our soul. And for me, it's really plain and simple. The society's fallen so far away from our true roots and true origins of that we're divine children of Creator, of the universe. And getting back to that is how we can rise above, and not to overlook what is happening in the third density on the earth plane, but to rise above it, to transmute it, to resurrect ourselves, right? To be the overcomers. And I think that with this fiery cardinal energy of Aries, we have the perfect opportunity to initiate with this, moving into this new moon energy in Aries of self, of reinventing ourselves, and understanding with it being in a square to Pluto that, you know, there's going to be some roadblocks, there's going to be some friction and tension with the square, but we don't have to fall into the trap of fear and limitations and restrictions. We can actually rise above it and allow and work with this energy to initiate a rebirth within ourselves, right? I see it as the done with the transmutation of, you know, Scorpio season and how that evolves, but going into this, the rebirth, literally the phoenix type of energy that has risen, resurrected, right? Very powerful. Stargazer, set your sights higher. I love this card. Again, like I was just sharing, rising above the things that are taking place on the third density within the humans. You know, we are on this planet to, all of us, be co-creators, to be abundant in good things, to be creating and being thankful and joyful. And then there's certain entities that want to keep us, you know, foot stomped down on us, have you identifying with your body to the point where they put you in fear, fear of death, fear of breathing, fear of being too close to one another. And so, again, as I was just sharing before this, rise above it, set your sights higher, look to the heavens, which is right within your heart space, connecting with the divine, being still first thing in the morning and connecting with your higher consciousness, with your soul, with your creator, the ruler of the universe, right? And setting your sights higher from that. That's how we can be spiritually courageous in this Aries season, as we are moving closer and closer to this new moon in Aries energy. So let's see what else we got here. And I think I might read from this, actually, the Stargazer. So what is this energy that we're working with for the week of April 5th? Again, waning our way into the new moon. Okay, Knight of Cups. Romantic gesture. To me, this is having water, cups, having a new emotional perspective. And what do I mean by that? In your heart space. Knight is a new type of energy. It's coming in with a new emotional understanding of things. Perhaps being able to rise above the things. And you know what? I want to say this as well. We are meant to, as spirit, having a human experience. That's the thing with humans that sets so many of the cosmic family apart, is we have emotions. And as long as we are expressing them and feeling them in a healthy way, channeling that energy, you know, we were provided tears for a reason. It's for a release. So also with this romantic gesture, the Knight of Cups, it could be for some of us having new bonds with soul tribe, with soul family, and feeling that connection with others that uplifts you and makes you feel emotionally full, okay? It isn't up to anybody else to emotionally fulfill us. However, we are meant to connect with others, right? We are meant to have bonds with others, not becoming enmeshed in others, not becoming emotionally dependent or codependent on others, filling your own cup first, but also being able to congregate, to meet with others. Where two or more are gathered is powerful. So maybe for some of us, it's a new emotional understanding of seeing things differently. Next, we got the Seven of Swords, which is interesting because I'm feeling with this being a collective energy that it's coming up deception and strategy. And this Seven of Swords energy to me is precisely the energy that we're going to see with this new moon squaring up with Pluto in Capricorn, where we've seen maybe new understandings or new understandings of this hierarchy that I was talking about, where they did not have your best interest. It was all about the deception, and that is Pluto. Pluto's the dark, hidden things that we have an opportunity to transform. But all things of the darkness must be brought to the light first, meaning awareness, one person at a time, having an understanding and an understanding that that energy in Capricorn of structures, of top-down hierarchy, has not been working for the collective, for the better of the all. And this is the crazy part with this, as we're moving our way into this new moon and it's squaring up with Pluto. Some of us may release this conflict. We may come into a new awareness of the deception. And then we may find a new strategy, where I was talking about reclaiming your power in this Aries energy, reclaiming your sovereignty of the I am, and not being restricted or being allowed or giving your power away to these authorities that are not my authorities. God's my authority, first of all, but just for anybody tune in to listen, for an awareness. With this building up of the square with Pluto and seeing some of it could be more people waking up to it, and then strategizing how you're going to reclaim your power, your life force energy. And it's all about releasing that fear, not ignoring the fear, but releasing the fear. That's fascinating to me that that's coming up. I would like to read from this Stargazer. Where did I put my book? Sorry, guys. Here it is. Stargazer. I hope that you all had a blessed Resurrection Day, Easter if you celebrate it. It was very, very different for me this year, and it was by choice. It wasn't because I was allowing any outside authority to tell me who I can gather with or have me in such a fear mode where I didn't feel like I could gather. It was more just an opportunity to be still and listen and reflect upon the things that we've overcame and really allow the resurrection of the new version, bringing our best new version of ourselves forward. As I was saying, you know, prior to doing the cards, we have the perfect opportunity with the sun and all the other stellium in Aries of a cardinal fire sign and the moon in Aries today, or I'm sorry, Aquarius today, to be that rebel, to not be allowed, do not snuff your uniqueness, really allowing it to come forward. And it's all about that. Go beyond your limitations and believe that the impossible is possible. Do you ever remember wishing on a star when you were a child and in your innocence believing that your wish would come true? The Stargazer connects with the energy of the cosmos and reminds you that you have the ability to draw in support from the universe. His cloak with his sparkles and light shows that you are closer to the energy of the universe than you think. You do not have to go out looking for it, it's already there. So look beyond where you are and create even bigger dreams, visions, and goals. Because with the power and the help of the cosmos, those wishes can come true. You have the opportunity to be on the verge of a miracle. All of your dreams and aspirations are within your grasp, and you are being guided to focus on your vision. The angels, God, creator of the universe, who are with you, are encouraging you. There is nothing that you cannot have or achieve. There's an opportunity at this time to heal an old wound or pattern of lack and not feeling good enough. In the past, you've often found it impossible to recognize your worth and to believe that you are deserving of blessings. Your angels and ancestor wisdom is reminding that you have an incredible and an infinite spark of the universe that adores you. You are talented, filled with strength, and have the abilities you need to turn your wildest dreams into reality. How perfect. Be in awe of your life. Be childlike, right? It's available for all of us that have the eyes to see, to expect the miracles, because we know that we are sparks of Creator that created this vast universe. We are stardust. We're part of the universe, made in his or her image, shooting higher. Listen, I know we're in human vessels and it's not always perfect. We are not perfect. But try to get up in the morning and connect with the ruler of the universe, your higher self. Be still for a amount of time that is where you're getting the answers, having an optimism, shooting higher, shooting for the stars, finding joy in being thankful for the breath that we have to breathe, because that is the creation energy. That is the importance of finding those small morsels. I know that for many of us it's been difficult, but if we can just be still and listen and shoot higher for ourselves and allow a new emotional understanding, understanding that we're not our emotions, that we actually can observe them. And maybe this is just another thing too, with like this energy's building and waning its way into the new moon, releasing those old wounds like the stargazer continuously shedding, right? And we're always doing that on the earth plane. And I feel with this Seven of Swords energy on the collective that many of us, if not already, which I'm definitely aware of, are going to see more of the deception that's played out in the governments, the states, the religions that have robbed, have tried to rob, have held hostage humanity for so long in that limited. And this is one thing they fear the most, is that each one of us remember our divinity, remember our sovereignty, and reclaim that. And if you can't see it happening, they're squirming. They're squirming, and so, first of all of the darkness will come to light. And then it'll finally make its way into mainstream because they're very deceptive. If you haven't already turned off your TVs, in fact, get rid of the shit altogether. I got rid of TV years ago, and my awakeness really opened my eyes to all of the programming. I mean, that programming, they do it in our schools, they do it in government, they do it in everything, is so clear to me now. And so we're going to continue to see that again as well with the continued Saturn square Uranus, where it is about change. It is about an evolution, and it doesn't happen overnight. So, wakey, wakey, fuckers, right? Let's do a feminine energy before I do an I am. I'm just feeling like a call where the feminine's really rising, you know, the Venus energy with the sun, the Chiron, where we're releasing the wounds so we can become the true healers, taking back our own authority that God created us to be, and healing the things so that we can step forward. What is the feminine energy that is wanting to bring itself forward today? Transformation. You are experiencing enormous change right now, which brings blessings, and that's a thing to also keep reminding yourself of, that we are in the transformation. In fact, with it squaring up with Pluto, Pluto is the planet of transformation. All darkness must be revealed. And basically, if you listen, if you be still and listen, without clinging on to old belief systems that you think the government's for you, that you think these people in these certain entities and corporations have your best interests, you will see and you will hear and you will feel the deception. They say it. They flaunt it around like a little carrot in front of us. So allow it to be revealed and understand that the transformation does appear to be ugly at some times, and it is not always comfortable. But the beauty, as we rise in consciousness, what I call revelations, is not doom and gloom. Revelations to all that darkness needs to be revealed. And I believe we're in that more than ever. So as you're going through these transformations on an individual level, whether it started in your personal relationships, what have you, and then of course it's on the micro, macro, happening with the collective, the transformation, keep your eye on the prize, keep your eye on the heavens, so to speak. Having an understanding that you're connected, and we are connected, and that we're cosmic, and we're loved, and we're supported as we are going through this transformation, because keep your eye on the light, right? Keep your eye on the light and the beauty of the butterfly. You see her, she's palms up. She's in that sacred space that dwells within her heart and her soul, and she's co-creating. That's awesome. Let's do an I am before we close this up. Again, I will be coming on and doing a new moon in Aries Sabian symbol sharing, so watch for that. And there's so much busyness. Everything seems to be happening so very fast, right? I'll be starting, again, I'll announce this for a second time, the goddess within each archetype, all 12 signs. I learn from my mistakes. Don't judge yourself. If you were once asleep and now you're awake, and this transformation seems to be so, like, when you first come into the realization of how deceptive things have been, it is mind-boggling. And you work through all of the feelings and emotions of grief, even. Like, we've been punked. We feel grief. We feel mourning that this beautiful earth plane in humanity's been kind of hijacked. And as we are going through these experiences and transformations, what we can do on a higher aspect is to learn from it, to grow from it, to rise like the phoenix, to fly like the butterfly. Again, not always easy, but it is part of being in the human body, having an experience. Don't judge yourself. Learn from your mistakes. None of us are perfect. We are on this earth plane, in this earth school, right? To learn and to unlearn and to shed and allow that metamorphosis to rise, baby, rise. I send this to you guys with so much love. Thanks for being here with me today. If you're interested, if you go to my channel, and at the top on the banner, I do have a MeWe, and I also have a Telegram. I'm very real and raw, so I am not all about butterflies and unicorns. I understand that on the human plane, we experience many things, so I'm just kind of a truther, and I share random things if you're interested. If not, I hope something here today resonates within you. I hope that you are encouraged by my channel, and I send this to you guys with so much love. Shalom.